They've done it, the absolute madmen. They've given us the thing that we didn't know we didn't want. Well, I mean, some of you might want it, especially if you're looking to transition into Gunner. It is Spoot from Fort Misery Gaming. We are back with Sinoalice on the channel. We have news of the new world. Couple of different things, some of which is kind of crazy. So we've got the armor event coming out, which is... I don't know that much about it. Like, I'm not finding anything on the database, or if it's on there, I'm blind, which is very possible. So when we get a little more information on that one, I'll probably make a video specifically on it, because it is a armor and nightmare grind. And supposedly there are several different sets of skill variations. So like, I'm very interested to see what that is. I'm very curious. And if I'm correct, that drops tomorrow after maintenance, or tomorrow morning after maintenance, depending on where you are. So that's really cool. We've got more Twilight Crystal specials. It's kind of doubled up. These are just sort of reruns of the first one. So like, if you find yourself like, hey, I need a couple extra gems, these aren't too bad. The cost is, you know, a little much, but... if you're going to buy a single pull, you're going to get a single pull, so that's not too bad. And obviously it goes up, so like if you're whaling out, these are mostly good banners to grab, or sales to grab, not too terrible. And then we have Gretel-Hunter. A bow user. Something we hadn't seen so far. So the big deal about this one is that it's the first... It's the first gotcha ranger, hunter. Like ranged weapon user. It is the first one. So the stats are going to be slightly better than the couple we got for free. I think we only... how many did we get for free? I don't think many. Let me look. Just the two. So we've got the Cinderella gunner that came earlier. And then we've got the mermaid gunner, which came in the story. So that's it. That's crazy. So we were expecting Pinocchio or Dorothy. Well, I don't think anybody was expecting. I think everybody was just as confused as everybody else, because with automata and replicant being so fast in global, the regular banners have probably shuffled a little bit. Because by the time automata came out, we had Dorothy and like one other banner. So we'll start seeing fill-ins in between the major banners probably. So. Are you pulling on this? Probably not. Let's take a look. Got to believe in myself. There we go. All right. I did it. We figured it out, guys. Oh, you can still see the Discord down there. We are actually currently looking for a healer. So if you're a 70k or above healer and you need a good place to throw memes and post shit, then we got you. Contact us. Reach out. Show us some love. Tell somebody you love them. That's what you should do today. Leave it better than you found it. Tell somebody you love. Even your homies. So, Hunter's Bow of Delusion. It's a 5k bow. It's got massive damage to 1, and it has a fixed chance to moderately reduce enemies' magic attack. That's kind of... It's fine. I mean, what else are you doing? Like, what are the other bows that we have? I'll go over it in a second. So your magic attack and your physical attack are really, really high on this one for some reason. Your physical attack is like 4 higher. They've been doing... Some of these weapons are just weird. Like... And this isn't as big a deal as this being higher as people make it out to be. Like, is it bigger? Yeah, sure, absolutely. But you're using your total stats for a weapon. Like, your single hits are a little different. The calculations are slightly different anyway. So, let's take a look at some of the... Let's do global. God, this is such a cool feature now. Ranged. And then let's do upgraded. So, let's take a look at the... There we are. So these are what the L guns are. Wow, that's a lot more than I thought we had. Holy crap. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 L bows. So if you have 5 or 6 of them, you could almost immediately go into gunner if you decide to pull. So, like, that's kind of crazy. And they're all around 5,000, see? And here's the biggest issue with weapons, is that they're always going to get close in stats like that. Like, it's just weird. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's not the worst thing, I guess. So, I don't know. So, if you want to go gunner, now's the time. So, this comes with... Oh, it doesn't have the job attached to it, so I gotta go get it. Job list, Gretel. Oh, they don't have it. We gotta go to Japan. There we go. Alright, you're looking at the Hunter's Bow of Delusion Gretel. It's actually, like, the design's really cool. Like, that's a terrifying little dragon face on the bow. But this is generally what your... Oh man, this is crazy. Look at this. What's up with this one? Why has it got so much physical attack on a magical attack? Let me look at something. Who else has got a gunner coming out? Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be the best one to pull for as far as being a straight gunner. The bonus stats on it are weird. Because they're normally magic attack, magic defense. And that one's a lot of physical attack. Maybe they messed up the first one and they know it? It's the only thing I can think of. That is a lot of physical attack to go on a gunner. So, do with that information what you will. I guess, possibly, if you want to go gunner, it's a good start. The bow's pretty decent. I don't know necessarily about the class, though. I guess if you want the extra physical attack, it's pretty good. You just don't get the extra magical attack. I guess it sort of makes up down here. You got 400 mag defense and 400 mag attack, but that's at like 15 Arcana, so that's not even for a while. So I don't necessarily think that's a great deal or plan. So that's your hallmark. That's your class that's coming out with this banner. Looking at it, I don't want to say it's like the best option for a gunner, but it is the first gacha gunner. If you've put off being a gunner this long, you can probably do it for a little longer. This is going to be in the pool for a while, so like, and Replicant's next week, so I'm not really sold on it, being 100% honest with you. Now, here, the cool thing being is it has Oogaloo, or Ugalu in it, which is a 4K or a 5K L Nightmare with Combustive Blessing, which increases the effectiveness of all your fire skills. Which, there aren't a lot for breakers, but like minstrels have like 6 or 7 really good red instruments right now, so not the worst thing humanly possible, but definitely a little weird. And then you've got the Blackstone Scythe, that is the pole arm in this one. It's got MDef, debuff, and Assault Thunder, which is you increase your magical attack by a small amount, which is usually a percentage. or a percentage of a percentage, a tier, quote unquote, to 1 to 2 enemies, and you have a fixed chance to debuff their mag defense, so you're going to do more damage to them. It's also almost a 5k spear. I do believe, and I'd have to look to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that comes back in a rerun as a raid up on another banner. I just don't remember which one it is. I think it's a little later on. These are all the JP banners, so don't take these as gospel just because we've already seen things have gone a little weird. On one of the raid up banners, that particular pole arm comes back, so don't feel like too attached to pull on it. So my unofficial opinion, if you really want a gunner class and you really like Gretel, do it. Otherwise, I'd probably stay away from it. Like, this is almost the pure definition of a trap banner for most people. It's okay at best. Especially because the actual class you get out of it doesn't really buff the class. I mean, I guess if you need 400 more attack for a breaker or a crusher, it's good, but it's not good. It's not a good example of a gunner, I guess is what I should say. So unless that tooltip's wrong, I'm not really sure. Kind of crazy, but that's it. So, too long didn't read. Not the best hunter class that comes out of it. The stats are a little wonky. The weapon's okay, but the weapon's in the pool forever now, so you can get it literally during anything. The raid up on the Nightmare is really good. If you don't have a Nightmare that's SR and L capable yet, you might want to consider throwing 1 or 2 down the hole just to see if you can get it, but don't chase this. Like, Ooglu's good, but he's not Nightmares get outclassed every couple of months. These guys stay good for a while, but like eventually you get better ones and they're always in the pool, albeit at regular SR rate. So that's it. That's the video. Like, comment, subscribe. If you are a cleric looking for a guild and you're over 65 to 70,000, I would say that's probably the range we would start at, because we're replacing a guy who just doesn't really have the time to play anymore. Reach out. We will get you where you need to go. We've also been hanging out in the unofficial Sinoalice Discord with Zant and them. They're pretty cool people. Very good resource for getting questions answered and getting updates on banners and things. So if you really need that info, it's good. So we've got a couple more first impressions coming out soon. There's a handful of games coming out that I'm going to try, including the new Tom Clancy game, because it looks like it's Tom Clancy a la XCOM, which I'm kind of about. Plus Siege is really fun. So we'll see how that turns out. So like, comment, subscribe, tell us how we're doing, tell us how you're doing. Tell, just so you know, whoever you are, I love you.